i.e. what's really going on, Bitcoin, crypto, and currency. We're looking at Cardano, ADA against USDT. We're going to be looking at some of these key technical aspects of price action moving forward. We're looking for some of the pivotal areas of support and resistance I believe we're going to be interacting with in the very near future here. Let me know in the comments down below. You bullish, you bearish, do you trade, do you hold? Would you let the price action unfold? What are you doing with your bag if you have one? Are you bullish on Cardano accumulating at these levels? Have you been buying the dips? Are we going to plow to and through $3, $5, get to $10, get to $1 million per Cardano? Or if you bearish on price action, do you think there's more downside ahead? This is as high as we're going to go. We're in a bear market. We're going to plummet to and through all support. Head straight to zero. Let me know your thoughts on the direction of price action down below. Now, Cardano. Coming out of a very potent state of accumulation and consolidation, we have price action interacting with resistance at 94 cents, eventually finding its way above $1, interacting with resistance present at $1.48, getting multiple rejections off of it over the course of the months here from, the end of February all the way to, the beginning of May, where we were finally bullish enough to plow to and through resistance around $1.48, getting us up all the way to pretty much like $2.48, just about. And then that abrupt change momentum in the kind of middle of May there, sending price action plummeting downward back into this phase of consolidation and accumulation, causing the uptrend to, stretch out and take a little longer. Appears to not have phased Cardano at all, as the buy pressure was ever so abundant, and we were still looking very bullish even through all that, downside and consolidation. And there was very significant support present around this kind of $1 level. So it is no surprise that we are, plowing to and through all of this potential resistance, and we are interacting with these levels that we currently are. Fundamentally, Cardano is very bullish still, in my opinion. I do believe there's a lot of traders accumulating at this level, and there definitely is plenty of room for upside. However, from a technical perspective, I do believe we are a tad overbought, and we're currently interacting with what appears to be resistance just under, that psychological kind of $3 level. So lots going on for Cardano. I do believe, a pullback, a retracement, some interaction with some lower levels, would not be impossible, and perhaps could be, necessary for Cardano to continue its kind of upward trajectory here. As any uptrend requires, interaction with support and pullbacks and retracements. I'm always looking for support, but Cardano is looking very bullish right now. I do believe some very volatile price action is ahead of us. We're going to turn on EngineeringRobo. We're going to get a new perspective coming into play here. We consider the Fibba Lamborghini lines of zucchinis, martinis, bikinis, and zucchinis. Again, we have price action plowing through the entire Fibonacci range, getting up there to almost kind of $3. I do believe there is a psychological area of buy pressure around the kind of like, $2.50 kind of level. I do believe kind of a psychological round level traders are going to be buying from. We do have a more significant area of support suggested by the 0.786 Fibonacci level. $2.34 is going to be a more bullish area of accumulation for Cardano if we manage to kind of experience that kind of short-term downside. It is rather hard to be bearish on Cardano, especially when we have candles that look like the July 27th candle here, completely engulfing the kind of like two candles prior to it. That is very bullish buy pressure for Cardano at this level, and very much does suggest continued upside. Fundamentally, like I said, very bullish. However, technically, we're interacting with some sell pressure and some retracements, some pullbacks, some interaction with support, as not impossible, and would be very healthy, I believe, for any uptrend. So Cardano supported by EngineeringRobo since the 27th of July here. We even have price action well above that 200 daily moving average, even trading all the way toward it, bouncing off of it, even interacting with that 0.382 Fibonacci level. $1.15 was going to be a significant kind of key level of support for us, and here we are coming from $1 almost at about $3. So Cardano in a very volatile state at the moment. I'm going to bring your attention to the fear and greed index. This is going to be a an area to consider, as price action interacting with it is going to suggest some very high increased volatility for price action. I do believe fundamentally we are quite bullish. However, as I've been mentioning, technical sell pressure is very much present where we are currently. Previous interaction with the FOMO zone, we have price action coming into it on the 5th of February of this year and staying in it all the way until pretty much the 10th of June of this year as well. But typically what happens up in the FOMO zone is longer term investors that have been holding Cardano from like 5-10 cents kind of thing are going to be taking profit up in this range. However, if the coin is bullish enough and the buy pressure is abundant enough, we could stay very much sideways in this very high technical take profit zone and sell zone. Typically, the FOMO zone does suggest a potential market top, and once we enter it, does imply that we will likely exit it. However, if the bullishness of the coin is abundant enough, we could spend some time up in there and have some very volatile swings, both upward and downward. So with this kind of new break up into the FOMO zone, we could very much experience several months up in this range, experiencing some very volatile price action, both upward and downward, or we could get very much rejected and exit the kind of FOMO zone and enter a sort of like, mid-range of sideways. So there's lots of kind of key factors for Cardano here. Typically, if the coin is not bullish enough, it will get immediately rejected from the FOMO zone and kind of, have to build the momentum to get back in it. But with Cardano's previous interactions with it, I suspect, a good several weeks to perhaps months up in this FOMO zone and interaction with, $3, $4, $5, $6 per Cardano before we inevitably exit the FOMO zone. So I do believe more upside is, very much available, and there definitely is, some more room for, upside potential here. However, very high technical sell pressure, very aggressive pullbacks and retracements could present themselves moving forward. So you have to be very careful when jumping into Cardano at the moment. So still looking bullish. As I've been saying, I do believe more upside will present itself, but we are entering a very volatile zone. So be careful, as price action is likely to take some volatile moves both upward and downward when in this range. We're going to look at Cardano against Bitcoin, and we're going to see just how bullish we can be. Price action, plowing to and through all levels of resistance. We even have, a break of the 5310 Satoshi level and then a pullback to it as support, looking very bullish for us. We have price action all the way at the top of the Fibonacci range, currently setting, a good higher high relative to a swing kind of like just 4 days prior. So we're looking very bullish against Bitcoin, in my opinion. Price action could very much continue to gain. However, technically, we're still very vertical in a very short amount of time, so be prepared for pullbacks, be prepared for retracements, be prepared for lows to present themselves moving forward. Price action been supported by EngineeringRobo since the 3rd of August, even through this kind of like mini retracement here, and very bullish interaction with the 0.5 fib line, 3213 Satoshi, in addition to my 3101 Satoshi level, was very bullish support for us moving forward, it would appear, in addition to price action being well above that 200 daily moving average, suggesting some longevity in this upside. And so with all these factors in play, Cardano could very much continue upward, or perhaps enter a phase of sideways before continuing upward. However, with this very significant area of technical sell pressure, these retracements may occur, and it is not impossible for Cardano to break downward briefly before continuing its upside. So very bullish on Cardano at the moment. Still, I do believe the uptrend is likely to continue. However, in this volatile state, we will have to see if we enter a phase of consolidation, experience a pullback, or continue to break upward. We're going to look at Bitcoin against USDT. We're going to see my perspective come into play when we can see what the whole crypto sphere is going about here. We have price action experiencing some very bullish buy pressure and support off of that 200 daily moving average, which is going to be very bullish for us in the longer term, getting us perhaps more comfortably bullish on price action. The more pullbacks we have, the more retracements we have, and the more buy pressure is experienced at them, the more bullish we can be for support at these levels. And so it's very hard to be bearish on Bitcoin realistically, because we've recovered in a very bullish manner through this perhaps necessary and healthy downside from local all-time highs around 60K there, came all the way down to just below 30K, spent some months consolidating off of it as support, until finally we had that kind of final bounce on the 21st of July, and we had this very bullish recovery ever since, plowing to and through these Fibonacci levels. In addition to the 200 daily moving average, we are now currently interacting with a very tight zone of increased volatility. I do believe price action is in a very particular state. There is definitely tons of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market, causing the volatile fluctuations of Bitcoin. There's lots of speculation based on the kind of trajectory of this bull or bear market that we could be in. In my opinion, I do believe we are very bullish, and any downside we experience, any pullbacks we experience, is going to be a very bullish buy opportunity for Bitcoin. As of right now, nothing has confirmed any sort of midterm or prolonged downside or bearish price action for us. So I do believe right now we're looking to get back to all-time highs and then some. At the moment, we're interacting with some very kind of key and critical levels. $48,000 per Bitcoin is going to be very significant for us moving forward, and will have to be solidified as support before we can see interaction with, up into the 50Ks there. We have the 0.786 Fibonacci level, $51,700 per Bitcoin waiting for us to give us a hard time, in addition to 57K is going to be significant resistance as well. And then we have all-time highs around 64K, top of the Fibonacci range, which I do believe we are likely to break, and six figures is around the corner. So EngineeringRobo has been bullish on Bitcoin since the 24th of July. We have price action plowing through all this resistance, all these pullbacks. Say Bitcoin were to have a rather aggressive retracement, say we come back all the way to that 0.618 Fibonacci level, that would be like what, like a 15% kind of retracement, a 15.48% retracement all the way down to $41,500 per Bitcoin. I do believe that would be very jarring, that would be very surprising, and could cause a lot of fear in the market. However, in my opinion, I would see that as a very bullish buy opportunity, and that would be, a great chance to be accumulating Bitcoin before we see the, all-time highs and elusive six figures. It's very hard to be bearish on Bitcoin. There's definitely tons of support and bullish buy pressure present, and, definitely any downside that is occurring is looking very short-lived. So the uptrend very much wants to continue. Lots going on for Bitcoin at the moment. Lots of indecision in the market, lots of speculation, lots of volatility. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Try EngineeringRobo free with a link in the description. Subscribe here on YouTube. Check out all the other social media down below. Let me know what you're doing with your bags if you have them. Are you bullish? Are you bearish on price action? Thank you for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.